All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Stone Brewing Company, and they're out of both Escondido, California, and Richmond, Virginia, and this is their Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. So they're calling this one a Hazy IPA with tangerine and pineapple. It comes in at 6.7% alcohol by volume, 57 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 5 weeks old. So believe it or not, this is a beer that I have not had yet from Stone. Now, I forgot when they introduced this, but I think within the past year or two, they made this a part of their year-round lineup, and I just have never grabbed it. I never saw it all that fresh, and I finally saw this one quite fresh when I picked it up. This one was like 2.5, 3 weeks old. It was super fresh, and I figured I would review it as a part of the Shelfie beers for the month of February 2023, and this is actually the last Shelfie beer of the month I am reviewing. So did we save the best for last? I have no idea. Anyway, they have a spiel here like, Stone typically does. They have a huge, paragraph, if not more. But the only thing I want to mention about this paragraph is that they do say they're using whole tangerine puree in every batch, and they add just the right amount of pineapple. And on their website, they said they use both tangerine and pineapple puree. So I don't know who's right. And then the hops here, they have 7 hops. They're using this one: Citra, Centennial, Sterling, Azacca, Mosaic, Simcoe, and Cascade. So yeah, anyway, I'm hoping that this is quite enjoyable with, the addition of tangerine and pineapple, both two fruits that I really enjoy. So let's give it a pour here. And it has a haziness to it pouring out. We'll see how it looks in the glass, but it's not like crazy hazy, but it looks nice. So yeah, I'll pour the entire thing in. So yeah, it looks pretty solid as far as the haze goes, especially from a bigger brewery, a bigger craft brewery. Well, maybe not technically craft anymore, but yeah, that's hazy for sure. It has like a deep hazy orange color. You can't see through it. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, a little bit of light gets through. It has about almost a finger of an off-white, pretty creamy looking head. Yeah, this plays the role. So many hazy beers from bigger craft breweries and even just bigger non-craft breweries have this kind of look to them, I notice. And the head's dissipating might be the, tangerine puree or pineapple puree, maybe some kind of oils and whatnot. So anyway, let's get nose. Okay, yeah, tangerine for sure. Would I be able to say tangerine if I was doing this blind? I would say citrus, and I'd probably lean orange or tangerine, maybe blood orange, something in that realm. But yeah, it's citrusy. It has a big orange, juicy orange tangerine kind of vibe. A little bit of tropical pineapple, maybe like stone fruits like peach, apricot. There's a touch of malt in there, like a slight like breadiness to it, like a sweeter bread, like white bread. And while it's juicy, it does have a pithy kind of feel to it as well. And they make mention, again, of the whole tangerine puree and pith and all. So it does have a pithy kind of almost rindy feel to it as in the nose. Yeah, it smells somewhat juicy, somewhat pithy, citrusy, a little bit of that tropical fruit, the pineapple, stone fruits with the peach and apricot. It's not overly done, though. This is not like over the top. It's just nuanced, accentuates what you're kind of looking for in the base beer. It's a little bit of like a dank floral kind of hop character as well. Yeah, it smells good. Nothing amazing, but just solid. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, that is extremely dry. Wow, didn't expect that dryness. It's, like I said in the nose, it's solid, it's good. It's not anything crazy, but I do feel for almost 7%, this has enough going on to kind of keep you interested to some degree. Mine, this is lower side of medium, so maybe a bit thin at almost 7%. The mouthfeel is like an older school. So even though I say hazy IPA, this has to me an older school mouthfeel. This is crisp, it's effervescent. There's a lot of spritzy carbonation on the palate. Has a relatively smooth kind of feeling to it, but it's not, super soft. It's not creamy. It doesn't have the new age like New England IPA to it. The taste, pretty much the nose carries over, but I think it leans more citrus heavy in the actual taste. Right at the forefront, there's a sweeter, like white bread malt character that hits me. Dives underneath the palate, omnipresent, there the whole way. Right after that, a lot of citrus, tangerine, orange, blood orange, maybe ruby red grapefruit, and I'm getting everything. The juiciness from the actual juice of the citrus fruits to the pith and the rind, even like an orange zest. as it passes through, there's like a pop of pineapple, maybe peach. I wouldn't tell you this is brewed with pineapple. The tangerine makes sense more so than the pineapple in this one. And again, they're using more tangerine than pineapple anyway. So that all hits me at the front of the palate, right? About 2/3 of the way, maybe even a little bit before, maybe halfway through the palate, this beer goes from like a little bit sweeter and just completely starts to dry out. Where at the finish and on the back of the palate, this is full on dry. There's a mild bitterness here. It's more dry than bitter, but there is a decent like mild bitterness. It's more of like a kind of like dank floral hop bitterness. But it's crazy how quickly it dries out for me on the palate. 6.7%, a little bit of warming in the chest, nothing on the palate, it's fine. So with Stone, they make a lot of still year-round beers or like rotating offerings or seasonals that I really still enjoy to this day and probably will do so for quite a while. But this beer, I haven't picked it up to date, not for any other reason other than maybe I wasn't able to find it relatively fresh. So I found a fresh can of it and I tried it. Am I disappointed I didn't try this one earlier? 100% honest with you, no, I'm not. This is a solid, pretty good beer, hazy IPA. That has some fruit character in it, but is not blowing me away. I didn't expect it to, but I was hoping it would be a little bit better. And I think rating wise, it's still going to get a decent score from me, but like I was hoping for a little bit more. That said, I could see somebody picking this up and liking quite a bit because it's like a older school hazy IPA from like more like Vermont, old school Vermont style IPAs with that fruit addition. But the one thing that I think old school like Vermont IPAs had going for them is I think there was a little bit more of like a deeper like tropical and stone fruit character. I don't think they're as dry as this, and they have a little bit more of a complex like hop character that isn't fruity, like talking about the dank floral, pine, green grassy kind of vibe. This one's just more of like a dank floral kind of bitterness, and it's not all that big to begin with. So we'll have to go over the rating here, and I'm going to give Stone Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. I'm going to give this a very solid, I would say, 3.75 out of 5. I think that's where this beer lands for me personally. I don't think, again, I'm not disappointed I bought this at all, but I don't think I regret waiting to try this one out until I could get a fresh can. I don't know if they've had, made different batches. I don't know if they've like kind of tweaked it over the years. Here's a question for anybody who watches. Is this the same beer that they released originally when it first came out? I have no idea because, again, I have never had this one before. But, yeah, it's a good beer and nothing more, nothing less. Solid, good beer, but I was expecting a little bit more. So anyway, price point availability. Price point of this one in my area, it's $12.99 6-pack. I bought a single can. It was like $2 like $2.39, something like that. Fine. I mean, $12 to $14 for a 6% beer. That's almost 7% with 2 different fruits in it. I'm not gonna, it's absolutely acceptable to me. And then when it comes to the availability, it's Stone. If you see Stone, you should see this. I believe this, again, is a part of their year-round lineup, so you should see this. Will you see this fresh? I have no idea. But you should see this probably in grocery stores in addition to your local bottle shops. And yeah, anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Like I said, if you've had this one before, whether it was the original release or anything within the past couple years, let me know what you think about it. Again, not disappointed I grabbed it, but I also don't regret grabbing it earlier. So, till the next one. Cheers.